1. Rashee Rice's high-speed crash, 30 days in jail. 2. Kansas City Chiefs Rashee Rice sentenced for 2024 Dallas crash, jail time, NFL suspension looming. 3. Rashee Rice sentenced to 30 days in jail for NFL-related charges. 1. Rashee Rice's high-speed crash, 30 days in jail. A shocking turn of events has rocked the NFL community. Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice has been handed a 30-day jail sentence following a dramatic high-speed crash in Dallas. This incident, which unfolded on March 30, 2024, involved Rice and another driver racing luxury sports cars at dangerously high speeds, ultimately triggering a multi-vehicle pileup and leaving several people injured. But here's where the story gets even more complicated and controversial. According to the Dallas County District Attorney's Office, Rice, just 25 years old, admitted guilt to 2 serious third-degree felony charges, one for causing a collision resulting in significant bodily harm, and another for racing on a public highway that led to injuries. The judge's decision allows Rice some flexibility. He can choose when to serve his jail time, rather than being immediately incarcerated. This unusual arrangement is already sparking debate. Should high-profile athletes receive special treatment in the justice system? In addition to jail time, Rice has been ordered to reimburse the victims for their medical expenses, which have reached a staggering $115,000. Prosecutors revealed that Rice was behind the wheel of a Lamborghini Urus SUV, clocking in at an astonishing 119 miles per hour, 191 kilometers per hour, weaving aggressively through traffic before colliding with other vehicles. And this is the part most people miss. After the crash, Rice reportedly did not check on the injured or remain at the scene. Instead, he fled on foot, leaving chaos behind. Rice later released a public statement through his attorney, expressing deep remorse. Last March, I was involved in a high-speed accident in Dallas. There have been a lot of sleepless nights thinking about the damages that my actions caused, and I will continue working within my means to make sure that everyone impacted will be made whole. I urge everyone to mind the speed limit, drive safe and drive smart. Last and certainly not least, I am profoundly sorry for the physical damages to person and property. I fully apologize for the harm I caused to innocent drivers and their families. The Kansas City Chiefs, for their part, have acknowledged the situation but are keeping their comments to themselves for now, citing the ongoing legal process. Meanwhile, the NFL has stated that Rice's actions are under review and he could face suspension under the league's personal conduct policy. We have been closely monitoring all developments in the matter, which remains under review, the league said in a statement. It's worth noting that Rice's season was already cut short last year due to a knee injury, limiting him to just 4 games. Now, his future in the NFL is even more uncertain. Here's the big question: should athletes like Rice be held to a higher standard, or is the legal system treating him fairly? Do you think the sentence fits the crime, or does it send the wrong message about accountability? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. This is a debate that's sure to divide opinions. 2. Kansas City Chiefs Rashee Rice sentenced for 2024 Dallas crash, jail time, NFL suspension looming. A 115 miles per hour street race, a devastating 6-car pileup, and a star NFL player at the center of it all. The legal chapter is closed for Rashee Rice, but the debate over whether justice was truly served is just beginning. In a Dallas courtroom on Thursday, the legal consequences for Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice's involvement in a high-speed, multi-vehicle crash from earlier this year were officially handed down. The incident, which took place on the US 75 highway, has now culminated in a sentence that attempts to balance punishment with a path toward rehabilitation. The Dallas County District Attorney's Office has confirmed that Rice entered a guilty plea to 2 significant felony charges, one count of collision involving serious bodily injury and another for racing on a highway that resulted in bodily injury. Rather than a straightforward prison term, Rice was sentenced to 5 years of deferred probation. For those unfamiliar with the term, deferred probation is a crucial distinction. It means that if Rice successfully completes the terms of his probation without any violations, the charges can ultimately be dismissed from his permanent record. As a specific condition of this probation, however, he is required to serve 30 days in the Dallas County Jail. In a move to demonstrate accountability prior to his plea, Rice was also required to pay a substantial sum of $115,481.91 in restitution. This payment was made directly to the victims of the crash to cover their medical expenses, a step often taken to show remorse and potentially influence the sentencing outcome. According to his attorney, Royce West, Rice intends to strategically schedule his 30-day jail term to avoid conflicting with his professional obligations, including the Chiefs' upcoming training camp, which is set to begin on Monday. In a public statement, Rice expressed deep remorse for his actions. "I deeply regret the actions I took that day and the harm they caused others. This was a moment of immense failure on my part," he stated. He later added, "There have been a lot of sleepless nights thinking about the damages that my actions caused. I am profoundly sorry for the physical damages to person and property. I fully apologize for the harm I caused to innocent drivers and their families." But here's where the story gets truly divisive. When questioned about the public perception that Rice's sentence was merely a slap on the wrist, his attorney, Royce West, declined to comment directly. Instead, he framed the incident as a youthful indiscretion and emphasized that Rice has taken full responsibility for his behavior. "I've seen him grow in understanding the consequences of his behavior," West remarked during a press conference. Let's revisit the harrowing details of the crash. Investigators reported that Rice was behind the wheel of a Lamborghini, speeding along the left shoulder of the highway at over 115 miles per hour. The catastrophic chain reaction began when a Chevrolet Corvette, driven by former SMU cornerback Theodore "Teddy" Knox, attempted to swerve from the far left lane into the same shoulder occupied by Rice. The initial collision sent Rice's Lamborghini careening into a center median wall, initiating a chaotic, counterclockwise spin that ultimately involved a total of 6 vehicles. Both Rice and Knox. 3. Rashee Rice sentenced to 30 days in jail for NFL-related charges. In a significant turn of events, Rashee Rice, the prominent wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, has been sentenced to 30 days in jail along with 5 years of probation due to his involvement in a serious multi-vehicle accident that occurred last year. This ruling was announced on Thursday, July 17, 2025, and has raised eyebrows across the sports community. According to a statement from the Dallas County District Attorney's Office, Rice entered a guilty plea in district court to 2 third-degree felony charges, one for causing a collision that resulted in serious bodily injury and another for racing on a highway, which also led to bodily harm. The judge presiding over the case has allowed Rice the flexibility to serve his jail time at any point during his 5-year probation period. Notably, he received deferred adjudication, meaning that if he successfully completes his probation, the case will be dismissed. Prior to reaching this plea agreement, Rice took the initiative to pay over $115,000 in restitution to the victims affected by the crash in March 2024, covering their medical expenses as reported by the district attorney's office. This act of restitution highlights his acknowledgement of the consequences of his actions. As a result of this legal situation, the NFL is now positioned to accelerate its disciplinary measures against Rice, who is anticipated to face a multi-game suspension during the upcoming 2025 season. NFL Vice President of Communications, Brian McCarthy, stated, "We have been closely monitoring all developments in the matter, which remains under review." The Kansas City Chiefs have refrained from commenting on the situation, as confirmed by their statement to the Associated Press on Thursday. In a heartfelt statement released by his attorney, Rice expressed deep remorse for the physical harm caused to individuals and property. He stated, "Last March, I was involved in a high-speed accident in Dallas. There have been many sleepless nights reflecting on the damage my actions caused, and I will continue to do everything in my power to ensure that everyone affected is compensated. I urge everyone to respect speed limits, drive safely, and make smart choices on the road." Rice reiterated his apology, emphasizing his regret for the suffering inflicted on innocent drivers and their families. The police report indicated that he was driving at an alarming speed of 119 miles per hour in a Lamborghini SUV just moments before the crash on May 30, 2024. Dallas District Attorney John Kreutzot remarked that Rice was fortunate to have walked away unharmed and expressed hope that this incident would serve as a pivotal moment for Rice to mature and set a positive example. He stated, "When someone with Mr. Rice's public platform chooses to drive so recklessly, there is a responsibility to acknowledge the danger posed to others and take accountability. A vehicle in the wrong hands can be as dangerous as any weapon. We are extremely fortunate that no lives were lost that day, and Mr. Rice is fortunate to have walked away unharmed. We hope he takes this as an opportunity to mature and leads by example moving forward. I wish him the best in making safer choices. At just 25 years old, Rice had previously suffered a torn ACL in Week 4 of the last season, which sidelined him for the remainder of the Chiefs' AFC Championship run. However, the team is optimistic about his recovery and expects him to be fit for the upcoming training camp. Hailing from the Dallas area, Rice played college football at SMU and grew up in North Richland Hills, a suburb of Fort Worth. He was a key player on the Chiefs' Super Bowl winning team in 2023, ranking as the second leading receiver and accumulating 9 touchdown catches in just 20 career games. This incident has certainly cast a shadow over his promising career, and it raises questions about accountability and the responsibilities of public figures. What are your thoughts on how athletes should be held accountable for their actions off the field? Share your opinions in the comments.